It's
Hey guys, welcome to Saturday morning fun time in the afternoon, and maybe evening on the East Coast. Glad to see some of you are in the chat. Let's see how we're doing. We got Das Wölfchen here, ja, und Martin Acosta Santana. Would you like to pet my monkey, Martin? Then there's Mexican Iron Man, who also happens to be on the show right now and managing the show, doing all the fun stuff. Hail to Pat S., a lovely man. I hope you're doing okay today, buddy. I know that PT's been kicking your butt. And I'm sure some more will roll in here. It's a weird day. I don't care if anybody shows up, even though I want them to. But I see that last second, Dork Knightley has shown up. That's right. I called you Dork Knightley again. He is playing Thomas Magnum / Commissioner Gordon today. I forgot again. Remind me what's up with the mustache.
Oh, I'm just rocking it while I'm not home because Cece doesn't let me grow it, and I think it looks majestic.
She does not like the pussy tickler, huh?
She does not. No.
I thought Dork Knight was known as the horse shoveler, like the whisperer.
The horse shoveler. Yeah, he's down there with his aunt.
I want to address a comment in the chat, which is from War Monkey. He says, I hope this show won't suck ass. War Monkey, there's a Mexican behind the scenes, so no guarantees there, buddy.
No guarantees. No guarantees.
Who timed him out for 5 minutes?
It's time to be very festive because there's a lot of Latino in this house today. Aaron Ratliff, hey, welcome, man. It's good to see you again. Aaron's kind of new to the show, and I'm really excited to see you back again. I've had insomnia the last 3 days. This morning was the first sleep I've had since I woke up Tuesday. So I'm glad it's afternoon show. Well, you are welcome, Aaron. I did it just for you. Someone told me, no, I'm lying.
Yeah, I was actually curious. Well, is this a permanent time change or just today?
No, fuck no. No, I lost internet, man. I posted a message in. I guess you didn't see it. That we had storms roll through. My dog, Taylor, she kept jumping out of bed last night because of the storm and running and hiding behind the toilet. And thank God I keep a very clean bathroom. Otherwise, she would not be allowed back into bed because that normally gross me out. But I bleach the shit out of my bathrooms. And she hides behind that thing, man. Because even though she looks to me to protect her, the toilet is her real true protector.
Oh, hey, Mom.
Oh, PJO is here. Hi.
Yeah,
Low spec Linux laptop. What is up? Parrot Head is here. It's 3 dirty old men and a fat Canadian time again. And a fat Canadian.
I mean, aren't we all kind of a little overweight? Aren't we all a little chunky?
I have a dumb question. Did I accidentally time out War Monkey?
I don't see.
Yeah, somebody timed him out. It was either me or you, Gary.
I didn't do anything.
Oops, one of us did accidentally.
You son of a bitch.
No, it had to been you. That's not me. I'm logged in as Mexican Iron Man. So let
me go to the video and see if I can spot him over there on YouTube.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to untime him out. You timed him out accidentally. I think it's when you went live.
Well, I don't know if anybody can see him. It lets me look at him because I have a wrench. It says, I hope this show won't suck ass. Hail all. Hail guys at Pat S.
Yeah, because you highlighted it. That you did it, Mikey.
No, I don't even have the live chat up.
It will literally say beside the name who did what.
I do not even see
it. Says War Monkey was timed out by Pop Culture Minefield for 300 seconds. I think that means we just didn't.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, where is he? Welcome. I don't even see him on here.
Hey, it's Vader. Vader time.
You got to go in the YouTube.
Vader time.
It's Matt Vader. Matt Vader hates my reviews of things.
Isn't he also an Illyrian as well, and he's not allowed to
Vader, if you want to join us and pop a blood vessel, I'll tell you right now, I know that our good friend Gary is on the opposite side of the spectrum as we are concerning Strange New Worlds. So
Gary is not alone on the opposite, being on the opposite
I know how you feel, Mikey. I know you made it very clear with your super chat earlier.
There's one actor that is literally keeping it together, and it ain't the ship.
Yep. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, hold on. Let me read Matt Vader's thing here. Good morning.
The captain and
any other Simpson shills around? Oh yeah, fuck you. I love Matt, dude. I was talking about you behind the scenes, how much I love you, dude.
Seriously. Anson Mount, that's Pike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the blind
no, Spock is doing good. I think Spock's doing
Spock actually, this episode impressed me. Their relationship, the rapport, those scenes with them, that was the best part of the episode. I gave it a
I love it.
plus.
What do you say? I'm arming us with knowledge. I love that part. That was such a Spock thing to say.
Well, he is, because they wouldn't have figured out that those entities were actually Illyrian. Oops, sorry.
Hey, Six. I wanted to tell you, you pointed out that one day that post kept going up for an old link. I'm not doing it. We discovered we don't know how it's working. We don't know what's going on with it. I don't know if Twitter's doing it. I looked into auto post and it says Twitter doesn't do that, but Twitter has to be doing it.
It could be your
does somebody have does somebody have like
no, I changed the password to one that's never going to be hacked.
Let's even tell you the solution.
Excuse me, gentlemen. It could be Stream Elements because if you remember how we walked through your Stream Elements and remember it has your social profile, and that's why it's only grabbing the same image.
Yep.
Okay, after the show,
so all it's doing, it's using that old image because that's what's cached, but it's still going to the current video when you go live or your channel as Spock whispers in my ear.
Oh man, thank you.
Steven
That
has
is,
been doing
I'm
this
so relieved.
A long time.
Since February 24th is when it started doing it. It's all good, man. Hello, I love these guys on my way to work. Hey, have a good day at work, buddy. Be safe.
I mean, well, as good as you can anyway.
Oh man, cool. That's what. Look, man, I'm a big Jeep owner. I've owned 5 Jeeps in my life, and they're the best vehicles I've ever had. So, thanks for showing that Mexican Iron Man. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to be useful. Like the way that we got to look at this show today is that Steven and Gary are the fancy pants executive business owners that have come to lunch, and then their client, Danny, the Dork Knight, has shown up for a power business session to solve the world's problems. I'm in charge of refilling the water glasses right now.
Yes, Danny's primary function is to talk about death. One, he is our web guy. He's in charge of the website. I don't know what I do. He's fucking helped me. Because Deanna's like doing what she's doing. She's out of the picture for a while. He's going to be helping with the merch, set everything up. And past that, he's the guy that shows up on my show when he's had surgery and starts talking about finding dead people.
I do that one time.
I did it one time.
One time.
You guys, remember I came home after a great breakfast, had waffles. I opened the bathroom door and there was my dead cat.
It strangled itself
with a taco. I don't know how it strangled itself with a taco.
Danny,
it was a corn torque.
So, I wanted to do that thing I did for you yesterday.
I got to shave the stubble. It's not as good looking today. As far as the stash, my facial hair grows way too damn fast, man.
What in the name of God is that sound in the background?
I'm sorry, it's my aunt opening the door and closing the door. I'll mute it next
mute
time.
button.
Very beautiful.
Hashtag mute button.
Yes.
Oh, she's hot. She's hot, Mike. Though you should.
Dude, guys, come on. First my mom, now my aunt. Please.
Okay, you guys are weirdos. Like, I'm feeling really uncomfortable.
Thank you, Mikey. Appreciate it.
Well, I was about to do this, and now I just realized I am on the wrong browser, so I can't do it. Stop. Because they do not allow me to share when you're on Firefox audio. And it's messed up. Normally I'm on Chrome. Can I get you to play this for me?
Yep.
Here you go. I'm putting it in the link.
That's like telling me, hey, Mexican guy, I need some more water and some ice in my glass.
And I don't know if you heard this theme yesterday, dude.
I've heard this like 15 times already.
I love this cover they did, man. This is a great cover.
Hold up, I got to get my Magnum PI shirt if you're going to do this.
All right, go get your Magnum PI shirt. We're going to talk to the chat while you go do that. Turn your camera off so I don't have to see all the smoke.
He has a lot of gray chest hair. It's weird.
Hey,
it's
Pacific 414 is here. What is up, my brother?
Reverse silverback.
And that's it for new stuff.
Pacific 414. There he is.
He's a good dude. He has a great collectible show.
I've never watched it. I need to check that out. What kind of collectibles does he show?
Anything. They usually share out their collections and stuff. They're doing a sports memorabilia in in a couple weeks or something too.
Oh, I got to check it out. Okay, I'm going to go over to your channel after the show and take a look, buddy.
Oh, are you ready?
But, are you back yet? There he is.
Trust me, Six. You don't want to see me change my shirt. I used to be 400 pounds. I got like a topographical map of America on my body in stretch marks.
Where every fault line is.
Yeah. You forgot to share the audio.
No audio.
Got to check that little box.
Because I took myself out. Hold on. I'm gonna look on my first appearance on Pop Culture Minefield Live. Fat Steven and Gary are gonna have like a behind the scenes convo, and they're gonna be like, you know what, man, that fucking Mexican guy, he's not all he's cracked up to. We gotta call Andre and Tom and get that guy like fired.
We already do that. We already do that. We already do
what?
that.
What?
Yeah, we already
Can't
do that.
fire the boss. What are you kidding?
What?
When it cracked me up is when Andre came on, because I'm used to the logo being Tom. Oh, here we go.
Right. You guys
Put
ready?
that bitch at the beginning.
Hold on. We're gonna get them all sexy time. We're gonna get them all lined up nice and pretty. Like that. Ready?
There we
5,
go.
4, 3, 2.
I feel like I should be driving a Ferrari or something. I got shade.
What is happening here?
Okay, that's enough, guys. That's enough. Get it off. That's
And this segment's been brought to you by Tom Selleck's Mustache, the only real Magnum PI.
Now you're making me wish I shaved this
head. He sucks. War Monkey is back. I'm sorry. If I did that, I'm so sorry, War Monkey. I did not see myself doing that, but that doesn't mean I didn't do it. Let's see. Squeak is here. Hi, sweetheart. Good to see you.
Well,
Zax is here.
Well, Six made that sound like. Did you guys actually see me change?
No.
No.
Okay, thank God.
crying.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Good. Thank God. Okay.
Brett Cohen is here, our good friend from Down Under. Brett Cohen means good friend in Australian. And it's good to see everybody here. We got 52 already watching, so that's odd. But anyway, that grew quickly, or shall I say, escalated quickly. Here, I'll just have somebody else say that. Where's it at?
Were you talking about my facial hair?
Here it is.
Quickly? Yeah.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
And that's the other mustache you could be.
Ron Burgundy.
Stay sexy, Cincinnati, or whatever.
Stay classy, San Diego.
Cleveland.
No, stay classy, San Diego.
San Diego comes from the native word whale's vagina.
Whale's vagina. Oh, man.
Rick, you stabbed a man with a trident. You might want to go into hiding.
Oh my God. So if I look,
what's Gary on today? What the fuck are you talking about, Brett? I'm not the one that does chemicals, although I do caffeine. That is true.
Oh man,
it is the next step to cocaine.
Can you guys tell how sunburnt I am? I've been out working with my aunt.
You are dark red.
Yeah, it's like
So I
It's
hope
hot, man.
I hope you're putting on protection, and I don't mean rubbers with your hand.
Yeah, no,
I
she
mean-
makes me put on sunscreen. It's only 70 SPF though, and I'm like,
Oh, that's not good.
I
All
know.
right,
I need that.
we need to say that the next 2 super chats goes towards a brand new bonnet for a dork knight to work in the sun.
Yeah. Or
And anyone that
sombrero.
donates money gets to hear Danny say,
Super chat.
shameless plug, we have to pay the bills for making the show. Unbelievably, selling the fat off Fat Steven's body to the fat farm does not keep the lights on. Please consider being a patron to our channel. The link is up above, patreon.com, Pop Culture Minefield. And our Stream Elements donation tab is running because mustaches do not oil themselves at night. Yep.
I mustache you a question, Mikey.
Uh-oh.
Why do you not have the link pinned to the top of the chat? Usually they do that.
Because I'm not logged into the YouTube channel.
Ah,
Gary has to do that.
Get on it, Gary.
What was the question? I was saving
No,
something.
put the link to either your Stream Elements or your Patreon or whatever. There's usually a link up
Stream
there.
Elements has links when it
Right there.
does
See
it
that
every few
comment,
minutes.
Gary? Go find that comment in the YouTube and then pin it to
And
the top.
Pin it to the top.
Oh wait, find the link.
No, to Stream Elements, so he can join us from his Jeep or to StreamYard.
This one?
Send Vader the StreamYard
Hold
link.
on,
That's what
there's
he's
two
saying.
things happening. Gary, stop.
Oh, send the StreamYard. Yeah, gotcha. I'll
To
send
Vader. Yeah.
it.
You
Info.
guys are confusing while our host remains confused. The Mexican will stand up and do a Mexican hat dance. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Here, here's a Mexican.
Sorry.
No,
Hey,
no, no, no,
there he is.
no, no,
He's
no,
real,
no.
ladies and gentlemen.
What do you mean I'm real? That's like when I got accused by
Oh, he's got the
somebody
A
on
hat on. Awesome.
somebody criticized me on Twitter for being a fake Mexican alt account. They thought I was a really white racist.
Hey, do you? Speaking of that hat, Mikey, do you think the A's are going
Now,
to?
Ivan Ortega got that shit too.
Yeah. What'd you say, Danny?
Do you think the A's are moving to Vegas? That's been a long road.
Oh my God, I cannot wait till they move. I'm so sick of my team being in Oakland. I am so sick. I'm so sick of these pathetic fans.
There you go,
They
Matt
don't-
Vader.
I'm so sick of these pathetic Oakland A's fans. I'm derailing the show. Back to the topic. We have an exciting agenda today of topics, starting with Strange New Worlds. I turn it over to our expert panel of amazing, knowledgeable hosts.
It sucks.
I was Star Trek. I like Star Trek. It's good.
You know,
like
I'm
to-
actually glad Mikey
Where's-
dipped out.
Star Trek ever.
Wow. So I am dying on this hill alone. I really hope Vader can make it on.
I
'Cause,
love how that it's 5 women, 3 men, and an alien. That I don't know what the gender is.
Man, you got to get over that shit. Come on now. Come on.
No, look, when you see something like that, it's done for a
Look.
reason. Don't act like it's not done for a reason.
Look
Done for a
at
reason.
that. Hold up.
Also, only the
look-
females are armed.
Look at that. Hold up. Pull that picture back up. Look
Look
at that. Look at that sexy front and center. Come on. Is that not a specimen of a man?
Why
if I
does
were
it
a dude, if I was homosexual, I'd be all about that dude. He's
But
a
that's
fucking
not it.
man.
I don't swing that way, but if I did, he'd be on the top list.
Yeah, he's a fucking
The
man.
crew it should be diverse down the board. Why can't you have one female and one male?
Well,
help?
diversity is something
Stuff
that
like
actually shouldn't be. You just it's
their
something
skill.
natural.
Usually, it's their skill. Yes, their
But life itself is diverse. So
I
don't
feel you,
walk
Six.
around and suddenly notice you're like
Hashtag-
surrounded.
Hashtag misogyny. Six and I are on the same page. Y'all are just fucking
When you
misogynist.
see the scene where they're on the Turbolist in episode 1, Pike and Spock, and he's
You'll
gotta
never
bring
get
Michael
over this. This is the
Berman
100th time I've heard you bring this up.
and, basically, you hear him talking about Michael Burnham unnecessarily. It was just so ridiculous.
God, I hate
And then the Turbolith opens. They enter the bridge. Shot of the bridge shows the helm, shows weapons, shows science, shows a security officer, all women.
Don't forget the guy's back.
Hey, it's
Hey,
Vader.
Vader, what's up, my brother?
It works. Amazing.
Hey, we can hear him too. Nice. Yes.
About to go. Those that
Be
hate
safe,
us,
man. Pay attention to the road.
We're about to have a
This is your
rumble.
OnStar operator. Have you had an accident?
I'm going to light you guys up. On the left of your screen, we have anti-Strange New Worlds. To the right, we have pro-Strange New Worlds. Lighting the board.
No, on the top we have Oh, there we go. That'll work. Yeah. Damn, Vader, that's a good look for you, bro. You should rock that on the podcast.
Well,
You know what's funny? Well, you know what's funny? All this time I've known you, I never seen your bald head.
Yeah,
you always have a hat on.
Well, there's a reason I wear a hat. Because
I think you should rock it. That's a good look for you, bro.
Why do
I don't know where I am.
Episode of Strange New
I'm like,
Bedfellows.
I pulled off the road. I pulled off the road on my way to work, and I'm like on weird side streets I've never been on before. And I'm trying to find my coffee shop, and I don't know where.
Which one, Grouchy or?
No, I'm going up to Dutch.
Dutch.
I just wanted to pop in and say hi and see if this works, guys.
Yeah, no, it works. It's cool. Is it Dutch Brothers on Trop?
The Bermuda.
Bermuda? Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, man. Vegas talk. My bad, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Pat. That's effed up. You've met my fiance. You've literally seen my fiance. She's been a guest on the show.
Yes, we have met him. Yes, we've met him. Yeah.
Her.
Here, I'm
wow.
Gonna read what I said. To,
I am texting Cece right now to come roast you.
Cece knows it's a joke because she knows we've seen her. But go tattle.
Yeah, go tattle. Narc. So I'm going to go ahead and read what I wrote to poor Matt today. So I said, I think what's going on is that they're trying to find ways to get Kurtzman away. But the problem is he's got that bulletproof contract that he got from Moonves, which keeps him somewhere always within hand's reach of the show. He has a great disdain for Star Trek fans. I mean, at this point, I really honestly couldn't blame it for it, as we really fucking hate this guy. And in return, he hates us right back. So wherever he has a character with his, or what I say is, so wherever he has a chance with his buddy Akiva Goldsman, he's going to insert his off-putting ideological thoughts into things, which is why when you see the first opening shot of the bridge, when Captain Pike and Spock enter from the turbo lift, the entire shot is filled with nothing but females.
You look like a badass, Vader. I mean, I hate to keep.
Oh, he does. He does.
You look like you're like a bad mother. Like I'd be afraid to run into you in an alley the way you look right now. Usually you're all playful and goofy looking, but now you look like a bouncer or something, man. It's like
I used to be a bouncer.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't have all my stupid buttons and shit on right now, so yeah, I get it.
Then I followed up with, then we pan over and we see the one lone black guy at the engineering station, manning that station. It was a visually shocking moment when I saw this, and I knew immediately this is not an accidental thing. This happened on purpose for a reason, and I guarantee you that it was 90% Alex Kurtzman. And it's the same thing with the poster. I'm not going to go back into that.
So you know what's funny? If you reread that.
Oh wow! Go ahead, take over.
No. It's just a joke. I'm sorry. I'll wait. Go ahead. I thought there was a pause. My bad.
No, there's no pause. It's
trying to read his review.
Technically, a comma is a pause, but it's not a pregnant pause. It is an actual, just momentary pause to lead to the next statement.
I'm sorry.
Which is my real problem with this show is Akiva Goldsman, because Akiva cannot fucking write. If you put a gun to his head and told him to tell you a worthwhile story or you're going to blow his brains out, nobody would ever hear from him again because he wouldn't know how to do it. He's relied very much into falling upward. He fails upward. And that now that he is the showrunner and in control of all the scripts, you can see just so much potential lost for these stories because they're actually this latest episode, best story yet. Although second episode had a really interesting story too. This is a better story because it's very similar to actually themes that were approached on the original series, Next Generation, and I think even Voyager did it. And where you have alien species. And I don't want to go into it because I don't want to spoil it for everybody.
Well, there's a question I want to add to that. Can I add something to that without being rude?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you just mentioned Voyager, and that brings up a good point. We're seeing, you know how we're looking at the posters and we're looking at all these slightly tight fit uniforms and all the women, they're over exempling women. So what if he's trying to pull a very cheapskate version of a 7 of 9 by using all these women in tight outfits to grab a male audience rather than make it just Star Trek?
I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah, buddy, go ahead.
So it's not going to land as funny now. I just wanted to sneak a joke in. If you replace Akiva Golds, or if you replace Alex Kurtzman with God and Akiva Golds, or Akiva whatever,
Star
with
Trek
Jesus,
5.
hold up, with Jesus, you're explaining my relationship with religion. Like literally, like when you were reading it, I was just like, yeah, no, he hates me, so I hate him back, and then he makes me listen to this other dude that doesn't know what he's talking about and just belittles me and blah blah blah. So,
Well,
like I
it's
said,
also kind of like
it would have
that
been
with the
funnier
weapon.
like 2
I
minutes
only
ago.
scream his name during sex. Oh God. Oh,
All I
God.
know is they have a lot of potential. These stories, clearly, whoever's coming up with some of these stories has some good ideas. And this episode in particular was a really good idea and had some really great moments in it. Like I said, I gave it a C+. It should have easily been a B with some good writing. The problem is, look,
Thank
man,
you, 6.
I think it's absurd doing the girl on girl fight scene. It was fucking dumb.
Oh my God.
Look, you're getting ready to reveal something. I'm not going to say what it is. So she should have been fighting a guy.
Can I ask you a question?
Well,
Do you think they kind of also wasted an opportunity to do first contact with the Illyrians as what they were delivered as?
Well, technically, that's what that was. That was the first. We lost Matt.
we
He
lost
looked
Vader.
frozen. Well, he looked frozen, so I was afraid we were going to lose him. But that really was a first contact episode again, just like the second episode was. It's really weird. They have these opportunities, and this is the thing that bugs me. You know, you're dealing with a bad writing staff when their opportunities missed.
I'm just gonna do an Una thing right here and just rip my shirt off and just be like, I can't stand it.
I'm sure somebody is enjoying that.
They could have wasted an opportunity. They did waste an opportunity because with that, they had some. They did have a tricorder down there or something. They could have tried some type of like first contact in communication wise, right? Why are these like things?
They're all
us?
dead. No, they're all. That's why they're there.
That's a plot point.
What
are we not like the show's been out for days?
You
don't want to spoil like.
All right, fuck it. We've already done it. So my the part of my issue with that is that was one of the most interesting parts of the show. The other thing, because look, I have no problem with what they did with the Doctor. I really don't. The whole thing about his daughter being kept in stasis, that was an interesting point, but it had nothing to do with the storyline. And they should have found a way because, look, the thing that you use within a story is called a theme. Okay, it's not just the music. A theme is this is what the show is about. This is the theme, and that's not really part of the theme. And I felt like maybe that's something we should have broached on episode 2.
So that's
instead of this one.
Shane from the Popcast actually agrees with you on that. Even though he loves this episode, he does agree with that point. He thought the Mbanga thing was just too much for this episode.
Well, they should have hinted at it, and that she was going to look into it further and bring it into another episode where it's part of the theme.
Yeah, but there's supposed to be a payoff.
It's a variant where it goes on.
Sorry, they're supposed to, according to Brian of the Popcast, who's got to read the first 5 scripts. He says there's a payoff in episode 5 from this episode regarding this.
Okay,
stuff.
good. I hope so, because when they do stuff like that, I'm very annoyed by it because once again, these are rules within writing. People go, that was good. No, there are rules. There are fucking rules in writing. Script Doctor talks about it all the time, and I'm a student of writing myself. That's why Script Doctor and I can have 9-hour conversations.
Yeah,
I'm the only other human being that's ever had a long conversation with him like that.
There's a counterpoint also.
No, I was just going to say, Vader, you must have an Android because it happens to me all the time too. Sorry that happened, bro.
But there's also
heard it.
No, you shouldn't. There's also a counterpoint I want to say to Dork right now when you mentioned they're dead. No, they were sentient beings made of energy who actually protected them.
Okay, no, well,
So you
no, those
can't
were the
say
ones.
dead.
Not
That's
all
what
of.
I'm talking
Okay,
about. But that's what I'm
okay.
talking about. There was the first contact. I talked about the deceased ones. I talked about the fact there was a new life form based off Illyrian technology transmuting them. So right then and there, that's what I'm saying. They could
That
have
is
tried to
interesting
make.
because are they technically a new life form?
Well,
Or
yes,
is
because
this
they're an
never-
energy being.
Or is this just
No,
evolution?
there
they are
it's no. I think I would agree with Gary because they're kind of an evolution. Because the way they explained it in the series, the people who did not reject their what's so funny.
Eat shit, Six.
Oh.
I talk about it because I fucking love that guy.
When
But anyway,
they talked about it in the episode. There was the group of people who rejected their augmentation and tried to reverse it, and because of that, it ended up killing them. And then there was the other group that didn't and ran toward the light and then became those energy beings and realized, wow, we fucked up. So we should.
And of course, that was the risk of what was happening with the crew.
Yeah, but that makes them either a new being in general because they are now no longer of a physical being; they are an energy being. We can take the same recourse.
Even though I agree with you in theory, I will say though that intellectually they are the same people.
Yeah,
maybe. Like, let me finish, please.
It's like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly, man.
Hold on, let him finish. He wants to finish.
Oh my god, I'm trying to use a reference here.
Oh my god, let Fat Steven finish. I know where he's going.
There is an episode in TNG where Geordi LaForge and his old away team literally get infected and they turn into a new species that are only seen by black light. So, and that was done by a microbe or whatever was in the air. So, if this physical being, which is the Illyrians, and they have tried and they ran towards the light, then now they are an energy being. That is a different plane of existence, and they still have sentience because they protected those two. So, I'm not saying it's wrong, but
they had sentience, but they're also changed.
I saw that episode the other day.
So
they look like they had rock
they
skin. But did that make them a new life form, though?
Yes, they were actually a new life form because the ones that didn't get changed quick enough with the transporter buffer and their ID patterns were stuck with what they were then.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember that episode, the full thing, because I remember part of it. But I'm going to take your word for that because I don't remember the second half of that episode.
Remember the chick already got
welcome to the show, Tree Rock Creations. What is up? Good to see you. First time.
It is all negative, especially when you talk to these guys. I try to sprinkle in a little positivity, but they just shit all over me. There,
I always. No, that is true. I do shit all over you.
But we give me the Amber Heard treatment.
We try to be proactive because look, I still gave that episode a C+. Why? Because God damn it, the Spock impressed me. That Peck kid, holy shit, he really showed some skill in that episode.
He's nailing the voice and the cadence. He's way better than Zachary Quinto. I can't like Zachary Quinto. While he might kind of look like Spock, like the second he opens his mouth, totally takes me out of it. You know what I mean? Just totally.
Hello, Eldritch, Lord Haster. Welcome to the show, and welcome back to the show, Keely Chow. What is up? Hiya, booyah, Keely Chow. I just spoke Chinese. I just spoke real Chinese, so there you go. Have fun with that. Pacific 144. There is also an episode of TNG that aired in the third season where the alien being evolved into an energy being. Yes, I remember that one too.
Mm-hmm. That was the dude that was like John Doe was his name because they found him. And Beverly fell in love with him, and he was the what? Yes.
Yeah.
So
Beverly always fell in love with people that were just a lost cause, like the Trill.
Yeah, the Trill that became a woman. She's like, that's a bridge too
and that
far
was
for me.
What I loved about that episode is they showed something, including her not being okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody lost their fucking mind over it. Today, if they had done that, she's a hater.
No, that's exactly what I said last night on Salty Trekker's stream. If you release TNG now with social media and the YouTube the way it is, people would be hating on it, man. They would we all have this love for TNG, but we got to remember,
and I don't like season 1 too much.
There were not just season 1. There were a lot of crap episode. I mean, I love TNG.
Too. Once we hit that the screenwriters walkout, they had to turn to Star Trek Phase 2 scripts.
Yeah,
And
I actually
but
liked.
really, there was a good one. The one where they have to deal with the devil. The
Yeah.
lady continued to be
The
devil.
holographic, the one that
Yeah.
was playing all the holograms. But there's also a third one I wanted to throw in there real quick with the episode. Remember the episode where Deanna Trey got impregnated by that being and went through a physical life as a
Yeah,
human,
that's
and then
a
went back
freaky episode.
but then went back to energy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So is it still a human? Even though
Because
it went
it
back to
wanted
energy?
to, no, it just wanted to learn the process and
Yeah.
understand us.
Okay, but it still went
Yeah.
through all those states, though, didn't it?
Yeah, but it never was human. It just
Yeah, it was-
took
yeah.
a corporeal form in order to understand us, and then it died
Okay.
and understood
to
death.
have the human experience.
What a fantastic
Well,
episode! But it's
fine.
dark.
Yeah.
It's a very
Yeah.
dark episode.
It's one of the ones where she, that's the one where she cried the most. That's the episode
Yeah,
she cried the
yeah.
most in the whole series.
And is it weird? You're
You're
is
getting
there
shit
something?
on by Parrot Head.
It's
Steven.
all good. Is it a?
No, not you.
Is there something? Oh, Steve, is there something wrong with me that like it really turned me on when she cried? Like it was a real turn on when Deanna Troy cried, man. It's a real turn.
Can I get away from him, please? Can you? Like,
You're kind of freaking me out, buddy. You're
Dude.
kind of freaking me out.
thank you.
Come back. I did not take you out. That was Mike.
It's okay. I'm used to it. Kadish does that shit to me all the
Oh,
time. It's
and
fine.
to answer Parrot's question, technically yes, because they were the ones that were altered by the shadows did actually become technically a new life form, especially when they got close to certain symbols and started becoming parts of technology. So it all depends on how the telepaths evolved. It doesn't mean they're a new being; they're also an ascended version of the human race because telepaths were then experimented on, depending. Same with the ones with Vorlons. Let's look at Lita. Lita eventually had gills, so technically she was altered human. The Illyrians
but it-
born into light and became an energy being. So let's say an ascended being rather than
But
new life.
isn't it like back to Gary's point? Is that more evolution than a new life form?
Well, that's what
Because it's
I
the
keep
same.
talking
being modified by an
Part of it is
alternate
an
species.
evolutionary process, and part of it is like forced, like where it's another species doing something to you. That's not evolution. That's and that's what was going on with Jordy in that one episode where he became like a lizard. That was freaky. But I do want to go back because Mexican Iron Man brought something up. I hated TNG when it came out. That's what I was saying. I hated it after it was on the air, and I hated it for years until I saw the DVD documentary interview DVDs with R&B Burnett. That's interesting. But yeah, Robert Meyer Burnett knows his shit. But Star Trek season 1 was like meh to me. I didn't quite hate it, but I didn't react to it very well. Season 2, look, I hated the fucking uniform.
I like
1,
Pulaski. I'll be honest with you. I
I
liked her.
hated Pulaski.
Wow, really? No, I liked her.
had Muldaur as an actor, but she was. They tried to pull a Bones with her, and it didn't work. And there was conflict between one of the producers and Gates McFadden. She lost at first, but Patrick Stewart and other crew resisted and forced Gene Roddenberry and all the executive producers' hand, and got that guy fired and brought Gates McFadden back. And I remember
It was like a sexist thing, wasn't it? Didn't she have some
yeah.
kind of issue with him being
said
sexist? Yeah.
I think that he was writing stuff into the scripts that I don't think were always very respectful of women, but there were still really good scripts at times. But I think the show was better when he left. I got to be honest. I think it got better without him. I think that bringing in guys like what's his name, Ronald G. Moore, absolutely made the show. Hi, deleted scenes is here. Are you off today?
Hey, buddy.
Are you
Yep,
off
I'm
today?
off today. Yeah, I'm
Outstanding.
off today. I was just on a, since you had to push back the stream, I had a commitment elsewhere, so that's why I'm a little late getting in here.
So I'm actually glad the internet wasn't around when TNG first came out, because a lot of people actually they were hating on it because they were just so loyal to the original series cast and the fact that they were still doing movies and stuff. You remember that? Do you guys remember?
Oh
that?
yeah, I went to a convention in Washington D.C. with Matt McGuire, my buddy from Guar, and we were blown away at the hatred towards Wesley Crusher. He didn't bother me. To me, and Gene even said this in defense, because Gene was at that convention and kind of went off on a tirade about, that's what I brought Chekhov on the show was to, bring a youthful character on the show for the young people. And it's like, I got to be honest, as a kid, I didn't care. I didn't care as a young guy. Chekhov didn't matter to me. Spock and Kirk and Bones were the only things I cared about. But, they wanted that, bring in that demographic. I understand how studios...
To your point, Spock, Kirk, Bones, the relationship.
Holy Trinity.
That's something that I actually am digging about Strange New World so far.
Oh, Keith,
like they're yeah, Keith. The link is in our Twitter chat, bro. On the
he might not be able to get to it. I'm gonna go to Facebook and send it to you.
Okay.
Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, Cece, baby. I'm sorry, honey.
Oh,
I'll be home. I'll be home soon, honey.
I'll tell you what. I will ban him for a month, and only you can come on the show.
That works. I'm down.
Because I love Cece. She is awesome.
Hey, is she a member? Why does she have a little icon by her name? Does that mean she's a member of yours?
Yeah, she's paying money.
Yeah, she did that.
Oh, wow. Right on, baby.
Where's...
Thanks for supporting the channel. That's awesome.
It was so fun having Patrick Parent too on yesterday for the birthday bash. I've known that guy.
It was cool.
Well, he helped me build Blade Zone.
I loved his accent. It was cool.
What, his fake French accent?
No, it's not fake. It's Montreal.
That's what he said. It's the real accent. It's my accent.
Okay, baby. Have fun at work.
All right, I just sent you the
off.
link, Keith, through Facebook. There he is.
The blind Andorian, though, needs to become the chief.
So, to Tree Rock Creations, the cool thing about Data, and I know he's talked about this in interviews, and it wasn't his intention at the time, but as a father of an autistic kid, Data's the character, because I try like a good parent to push Star Trek on my kids, and Data's the only one that my kid likes. And I think it's because he no, I didn't let him watch that episode.
Yeah.
But no, because he does come off kind of like autistic, socially awkward. He's doesn't quite fit in, and in my I thought it was really cool when my son told me he related to that, because then I started going down the rabbit hole. And that was something Brent Spiner's talked about a lot, that he didn't know. Like he said, he would get letters from people about it, and he had no clue that the autism community, really looked toward Data as like kind of like a role model in a way. So I thought that was interesting.
Well, let me at least put this forth, okay? That is the biggest difference between having people that actually know how to write and know science fiction versus what we're getting now, which is people who are writing things to cater to audiences. Okay, in Star Trek, okay, what you had were a lot of diverse characters brought in because that was what the time period required, and there were a lot of people watching it, including Martin Luther King, who were inspired by the stories they were telling. Notice the difference between Star Trek under Roddenberry, Gene L. Kuhn, and Dorothy Fontana versus the people who are basically attempting to make a very phony, in my opinion, version of it. Because they are intentionally...
Oh, sorry.
They are intentionally trying to bring in people. You don't have to do that if you are doing it right. Shows like The Expanse, or the reboot of Battlestar Galactica, or others that have been successful, including the Orville, don't have to do that. It is only this version under Alex Kurtzman and even J.J. Abrams that they are having to do that, because they know that what they are having to say, first of all, is of no real consequence, because they've got nothing to say. And you have to respect... Wait. You have to also respect science fiction as a genre. What we're getting out of Hollywood is sci-fi. It's a pop version. It's a loose translation. If you are not a sci-fi fan, if you are not a science fiction fan, and don't know the difference between someone like an Alfred Bester, okay, or even say, let me pick somebody out there, like say Isaac Asimov.
Sinclair.
That these are names that the general public doesn't know, but guess what? There are a lot of fans who were writers on shows like Twilight Zone and even Star Trek. Many of the writers of Star Trek were actually published authors and people who actually either worked on probably one of the greatest television shows ever invented, Twilight Zone, and knew what the X they were doing, versus the people that you're getting right now who have no previous kind of understanding or working within the bounds of science fiction. You can't just sort of create that. You have to know what you are doing. It's kind of like getting someone that only has played checkers and making them the owner or coach of a professional football team. Now, what do you think your chances of actually winning are?
That's the problem, Keith. You're saying it right there. What we're getting with Kurtzman Trek, if we take out the platform or the virtue signaling or any type of the go woke, go broke stuff, don't huff at me right now. I'm trying to make a point here that's kind of respectable. What they're doing when they're saying appeasing to the audience is they're dumbing it down. If you look at Trek at a kid's show mentality, it's a little kid show mentality. We're not getting enough science talk. We're getting best friends forever, crying friends, hugs, yada yada. And that's in every one of these series. High fives? Yeah. No one in Star Trek high fives. We don't need to see that in a cartoon. They have taken the technicalities out of it, and they've replaced it with dumbed down school semantics.
I have watched nothing but a lot of action films. I don't think I could actually professionally write for a soap opera, but I respect what they do enough not to attempt it. You know, if somebody paid me enough money, I would have to learn how to get within that. You are not getting that from these people. You're getting a lot of disrespect. Now, I know as someone who, you know, I have friends like yourself who really enjoy this. I am not saying this to try to get you to change your mind. I'm wanting you to really understand what's coming out of all of this and why this is opposition. This is not gatekeeping. Okay, this is trying to get you to understand that there is a severe amount of disrespect going on as far as an actual genre that means something.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I'm saying.
And I think that the disrespect that's coming in, and I will say there's less disrespect on this new series, even though it's embedded into it.
Yes.
With some of these things, and I think it's coming directly from Kurtzman towards the Star Trek fans that he doesn't like because they don't like him. So there's this now reciprocating, echo of fucking hatred for each other. And
well,
so,
but the other thing is that Kurtzman is one of those people who's just not good at his job. Seriously, from people that you and I have talked to that have worked either with him or above him, right, and what we have seen with everything that he has ever been involved with, this guy is a hack. He is the technical definition of a hack. And this is not really me trying to be mean. I say, look at everything he has done. Look at it. Just look at it. It's no secret.
Yeah, Picard's a prime example. Season 2 of Picard is a prime example. It is a definite prime example.
And I think Patrick has a lot to do with that too.
Yeah, well, I agree with that one because honestly, when that episode when I see Q slap Picard in the face and cause a nosebleed, Q would never do that. He would snap his fingers and play prank. He does not physically harm people. He never has.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, I would like to know the episode. The man wouldn't even let a Q die. Yes, kill
season
himself.
2, when Q shows up, who's omnipotent, and doesn't realize that that's not Picard.
Yeah.
I was like, that's it. I'm out. I'm done.
Welcome to the road.
Fix Picard. Make him human again. He could have done it. Q could do it.
Yeah. Welcome to the road not written.
And again, let me at least again. I know that there are people that follow me on Facebook and who were confused by my review
Yeah,
of the first
I
episode.
completely got what you wrote.
Mm-hmm. This is, if you are someone who has no real experience in doing something, as I did with the football analogy, the sports analogy, you can't expect to be treated professionally, especially by your peers, if you have no real experience in doing whatever. Okay,
Right.
I applaud those people who enjoy Kurtzman Drive. I do, because it takes something. But that also shows that, to a certain extent, you think that there's something lacking to the point where you are eager to embrace faux Trek versus Star Trek or any of the colon shows, which are the shows that were spun off from or sequels to Star Trek.
It's like watching Michael Jordan play baseball. It doesn't work.
Basically.
Yeah, I remember that.
If you need a reference,
You can respect
Space Jam.
You can respect his attempt. You can respect the fact that he even had a little bit of success doing it. But that's not really where he was meant to be. That's not where his skills lie. You know.
Where do I slam dunk on the bases again? I can't.
It's weird, but again, not everybody can be Bo Jackson. Not everybody can be Bo Jackson.
Well, no one has that much steroids on hand.
Well, actually, I'm going to point out. Let's go to the chat here. I remember most of the TNG episodes because they teach something about human honor, respect, and responsibility. What is the new Trek teach? It teaches nothing. I think that's a problem. There's no central moral compass of the show.
No.
To move by, which all the other shows always had.
Critical Drinker calls it the message. That's what they are teaching.
The
and it's on
the theme. And I don't think the current writers on the show, at least I know Akiva Goldsman doesn't understand theme in writing.
And you hear about him and his Oscar. I got this Academy Award that says I could do stuff. Well, you could just F right off, Alec, because that doesn't mean you got any talent. That just means you got lucky enough to do something where they gave you something to get you the F out of their faces. So,
hey, Mikey, can you grab that one by Zach's up above? I wanted to address that because I've talked about Taylor Sheridan. He is the best writer going right now for television screenwriting. Absolutely the best writer going. He knows how to write characters. He understands themes. He understands the ongoing theme for his shows from Yellowstone, 1883, The Mayor of Kingstown, even some of his other work. I love his fucking writing. I think there's only two things of his that I don't think it was him. I think it was the people that did the production that screwed it up. But because I've always wanted to read his scripts on some of those projects that didn't work. But specifically, The Mayor of Kingstown, if nobody's watched this show yet, go watch it. It's streaming right now, all episodes on Paramount Plus, and it is a worthwhile story that shows you versatile characters from, cops to gangbangers to the people stuck in between. And it's based on stuff that actually took place in Canada for the guy who created the show, based on real situations of people. But he brought it to America and made it an American story. And it's a fictional town, but it's loosely based on the town. And it's very similar in title. I forget the name of the town. He's from there in Canada. But Kingstown is based on a prison town up there where he's at. So, but I really do think that Taylor Sheridan is where, what is that called when you went? That's where you need to be. The bar. He sets the bar, and that's where every show should be that is doing drama.
Preach it.
And if you're doing drama and your story writing is nowhere near what Taylor Sheridan is, get another fucking job.
There you go.
I have something to say, but I'm having some issues finding the right words. I think he's fucking with me.
I tell you, I tell you, one show that came out recently that I think came close to Taylor Sheridan, and that was Outer Range. That's
Outer
very
Range
much
is
kind
an
of
interesting show.
Yeah.
I was freaked out by the ending because I don't want to spoil the show, but I was trying to figure out who that Autumn girl was. And at the end of the show, that was a mind fuck moment.
Yeah. I kick myself
my
for
mind.
not seeing that coming.
You know, I kept thinking that it was somebody else, and come to find out it was this other person, and I'm like, fuckity fuck. I'm not saying who it is. Not saying who it is. Not saying who it is. But I agree with you, Tree Rock. Absolutely. Kingston. That's it. Kingston, Ontario. That is the original prison town where the creator of the show that works with Taylor Sheridan came from. And it's based on people there and life there in Kingston. And he just changed it to Kingstown. And it's I think it's near Boston in the story, because everybody's got that accent on the show.
Hey, Dork Knight. Are you there? I guess he's not.
Outer Range.
He muted his mic, and I'm not sure. I tried to unmute him, but I think he muted his mic and stepped away.
Outer Range.
Oh,
I agree with you that Outer Range is kind of Lovecraftian. Anything like that's nightmarish. It really comes off that way. And I still am not positive if it's a sci-fi, because it's, it talks about Omicron, and this is a mythological character. So I'm really not sure where that show is going. I'm really
it's fantasy, and there's nothing wrong with fantasy.
Yeah,
well-written fantasy.
Time travel involved with it, but is it sci-fi time travel? Because when we find out, like, the main character, his origin, boom, knocked me for a loop. I'm like, holy shit! Not gonna say what it is. 1883 totally felt let down by that show. I did not, because I knew it was a one-off. There was no ongoing. We were seeing the story arc of this family and how they landed on that land and the tragedy that beset them.
So I heard Keith hollering for me earlier. Here's the thing, man. That flamethrower of yours was so intense. It literally burnt off my facial hair. I don't know what happened. It's all gone now. That was some heavy heat.
The thing is that for me growing up, being a young man of color, I kind of have an affinity for science fiction, because as a genre, science fiction's never really been treated the way that it should, and in Hollywood, they really don't know what they're doing.
I don't want to be accused of, like, first of all, I hated Discovery so much, I stopped watching it, and and I couldn't even talk about it with the salty nerds anymore, because I refused to watch any more of it. And they would talk about it, and I would just kind of check out, because, like, there was nothing on earth that was going to get me to finish watching that shit show. Picard was fucking terrible, and it ruined my love for one of the best Star Trek captains ever, who I can't even say that anymore. Like, they just turn him into, like, it sucks. Strange New Worlds. Like, look, man, it's not perfect. I get it. It's got Kurtzman's fingerprints and Akiva Goldsman shit all over it. But, man, it's the best Trek we've had in 20 years. And I know that doesn't make it good. But, like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like...
You're reminding me of Eddie Murphy right now, and I'll tell you why later.
Oh, God.
Finish.
Okay. All right. No, it's fine. It's fine. I had a point earlier I was going to make, and I totally forgot it. But it's okay.
I am so sorry. Look, I wish deeply, and I gotta believe, and to everyone that read that post that I made, I want you to understand, I wish I could feel the same way you do about Strange New Worlds. But the thing is that what I've relearned and rediscovering and coming back to a show like Babylon 5 and why J. Michael Straczynski did what he did with that show is that you have to respect science fiction. You cannot treat it as just something and sort of assume that it's this or that.
Oh,
With every other genre, you can do that to a certain extent, but there's a false version of it that Hollywood has. You cannot mistake what Hollywood now produces for the same kind of thing that you're going to get out of books by some of the greatest out there. But here's the thing: Twilight Zone set the bar high. And you're talking a show that's been off the air longer than most of the people who are hearing me right now have been alive.
Yeah.
If you cannot meet that bar, and it's a bar that Roddenberry tried to meet, even with all of the stuff that went against him. If Desilu had been able to sell the show as a singular show rather than selling it in Mission Impossible, then the show's visual effects would have been a lot closer to something like Forbidden Planet. And many of the things that people like to make fun of Star Trek for probably would not have been part of Trek. So the heart of Trek lies in a very different place. While there are people that like to bring up a lot of the kitschy stuff, to me, that just signifies that you don't have much of an argument in the way of understanding why science fiction was important and why, through the correspondence between Gene Roddenberry and Isaac Asimov, when Trek was getting its head handed to it by a majority of people who were professionals in not only just writing science fiction, but with science professionals in general.
Yeah, because right now, like if you looked at a lot of the Star Trek of the past, you would always find articles about Star Trek from science, websites to periodicals, and you'd have scientists talking about it. You don't go look it up. Go look up scientists talking about Star Trek next.
I'm not arguing.
You won't find anything about any of the new Star Trek. It just doesn't exist. Look, guys, I hate to interrupt, but I've got to go to the chat.
Okay. Yeah.
Pay attention to the private checks. I let you guys know when I need you to wrap up.
Yeah.
So I can move to the chat. Taylor Sheridan writes soap operas with horses. Again, you don't know soap operas. He writes drama. He writes drama, and he writes really good drama, which is different from soap operas. Where are people's imaginations? Hollywood is out of ideas. Make a movie or TV series about an amusement park on the moon. There are plenty of things where but there are. But once again, when it comes down to it, it's always going to be the same stories. There's no new story to tell, only new ways to tell it. Mm-hmm. And an amusement park on the moon is one of those new or original ways of telling that story. So you're
a fireplace in a cabin.
Hitchcock when he said that there's nothing new under the sun. Everything's been told. The only thing original is in how you tell it. Yep. So, but good one. Thanks for writing that, Tree Rock, and thanks, Matt. Another one from Matt. Yellowstone is fun now. It's a great fucking show, man. It is so fun to watch. I forget her name right now. Damn it, I forget her name. The daughter. Holy shit, man! You just never know what she's gonna fucking do. Mars colony versus Moon colony. You've had that in classic sci-fi too. I'm gonna, Philip K. Dick wrote about that. Good stuff, man. Space pirates versus space police. R. Anyway, that movie's rated R. That only allows them to make it worse, Brett says, if the best 20 years is a bar. Why watch rubbish at all? Are we? Well, there you go. This is what I was going to bring up with Eddie Murphy, which Eddie Murphy made that joke that, you get a starving guy, you give him a fucking cracker, he's going to think that's the best cracker he ever had. God damn, was that a Ritz cracker? You remember. And that's what I mean, is people have become so starved for good entertainment that we've become, because they've been putting shit out since really technically the 90s. Now we can go all the way back to the 70s for some of it, but it didn't really go into high gear until mid 80s, going into the 90s, and the 90s to today. It's the highest gear. And it is a shit factory. And we've all become so good at consuming this shit that we've become shit connoisseurs. And we know what's good shit, we know what's bad shit. But we kind of forget that some of this stuff is just shit. And I think guys like us are here to remind people you don't have to eat everything they fucking give you. I know you're hungry. I know you're hungry for good entertainment, but don't just start consuming everything because it's the only thing there for you to consume.
I would like to drop a truth bomb that people seem to forget from Comic-Con 2021 right out of Kurtzman's mouth. If Mikey wants to share this, because we need to watch about this 15 seconds.
Oh, Mikey, can you share that?
And right away, he looks like a Muppet because I don't understand why his eyebrows and the top part of his mustache is black and everything else is white. It's really weird. It's like looking at a Muppet. But he did say this.
Are you going to play it?
Organizations that are critical right now. Black Lives Matter, the NAACP, a lot of our casts speaking to that, Star Trek speaking to it. The goal is not really to promote Star Trek, but to promote these organizations and to use our platform to be able to bring greater awareness to these very, very important.
That's anti-Star Trek.
That is what Star Trek United was, and that's what Star Trek right now is.
Let me say something as someone who a lot of those organizations aim at. Okay, I would really love Alex Kurtzman, first of all, to stop being a dick and start hiring some of the best writers of color, if he truly believes in all that, to be writers on his show. And what I mean is not just any writer. I want you to go out and find the best science fiction writers.
Well, this goes to my next one here because I want to address Monkey, and it really does. Because War Monkey says to write sci-fi, you have to be intelligent. These writers are not smart to be kind. The fact is Gene Roddenberry and Rod Serling both went after the best sci-fi writers and writers of their time. Because I will never say that oh my gosh, the Mars series in the 80s. Oh my God, what is his name? He wrote a lot of like
Ben Bova.
No, Something Wicked This Way Comes.
That's Bradbury. Ray Bradbury.
Bradbury was not a science guy. He was not. But he wrote some great science fiction, but it was science fiction that was character driven rather than science driven. Because he wasn't a science guy. But he always managed to research when he wrote anything that he did write about rockets and stuff like that. And it's just very entertaining. So this really falls into that category of what you're talking about, War Monkey, is these current Star Trek shows aren't seeking the best fucking writers or science fiction writers. They're seeking out agenda-driven people. And it's got to change. Otherwise, this show is doomed. It is doomed. I want this show to succeed because I think it has potential. But it's not reaching it at all. Akava.
Can I say this one thing that might help a lot of people to really understand? Irwin Allen. Everybody know who Irwin Allen was.
King of
he
Disaster.
Was the guy.
Master of Disaster.
That's right. But before all of that, his show was the show that beat out Star Trek in the ratings when it was on the air. Lost in Space. Okay? Right. Lost in Space in its second season.
Yeah, season 1 was sci-fi.
Lost in Space in its second season, and from that to the end of the show, that is the kind of stuff that the people who are currently writing Star Trek Strange New Worlds, that's who they're taking their cues from. That's the kind of science fiction they're giving us. That's the kind of entertainment they're giving us. That is what they think science fiction actually is.
Man, what the hell did I come into?
Where were you, man? Show's over. Anyway, I'm just kidding.
I'll tell you where I was. I was grocery shopping and picking up wood. I have wood, people. I'd
just like to correct for the chat. Brandon does not jump. That is fake news.
You're right. I don't jump. But yeah, they're writing to the lowest common denominator, and it shows, and it's absolutely terrible. And
well, this is here. Tree Rock brings it up is character arcs and plots. Look, you can tell a story without a plot. but you can't have a plot without a story. You know, stories are just stories. Plots are actually a device that you use within the story telling process. But that doesn't necessarily have to be a plot. But I don't think any of these guys know anything about that. I don't think, like, one of the worst plot guys I've ever seen in my life is J.J. Abrams. I mean, when you look at Star Trek Into Darkness, it is nothing but a series of plot twists. All the way from beginning to end. It's just build it, plot twist. Build it, plot twist. Build it, plot twist. Lens flare. So thank you for that comment. Deleted Scenes wrote, thank you, Brett Cohen, for commenting on my video. All right, very cool. I even watched the 1980s Twilight Zone. I would say that The Outer Limits came close. Very good show. I also liked One Step Beyond, which started out as Alcoa's One Step Beyond and then became One Step Beyond. Good science fiction, but it was straightforward science fiction, not allegorical, which is what Twilight Zone was. Twilight Zone were morality tales, used in the guise of science fiction, horror, and fantasy. So a lot of people don't know that. Keith knows that. Thank you, Keith.
You're welcome.
Keith, I have never heard the connection between growing up black and the treatment of science fiction. My brain just pooped. You made his brain poop, Keith.
Just think of what I could do if I actually, was doing my own show where I invited on nothing but people who have had my kind of experience. Now Gary knows what I'm talking about because, Gary has grown up around a lot of black people. You got to understand.
I grew up in the black community. It's like
you've got to understand that Hollywood, for the most part, is all about the money. Everything they do is all about the money, and so they're never going to give you the best version of whatever because that's not what they do. It's all money driven. And for all the people who enjoy what Strange New Worlds is, just think of what you would enjoy if the people behind that show actually were fans of science fiction.
Yeah, I concur. I do want to point out, Pat, on this one, I love all those shows, but I got to tell you, Reacher, as much as I enjoyed that, it had a weak ass ending. Anyway, I saw your hand. Did I see your hand, Danny?
Yeah, I also put it in the private chat. I've been wanting to ask Keith a question for probably
go ahead.
20 minutes.
Are you black?
No, but I was born black. Anyway, so this most recent. Have you seen the latest episode of Strange New Worlds, Keith?
You know what? I haven't, mainly because I refuse to pay for Paramount Plus. I saw the pilot episode because it was
that
for
wasn't
free.
My question. That was just a lead-in question, but
yeah. But whoa. I will say this: there has to be a logic also. Something held over from Star Trek itself is that almost everything you saw on any of the shows presented under Roddenberry on through even to Enterprise had a logic. Can someone explain to me what the logic is of having a fireplace on a starship?
Thank you.
So-
Thank you. I was saying that too. Like, what the f- is going on?
Okay, come on, guys. Hold on. Go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, go ahead, Danny.
So this last episode was actually based off of, or roughly based off of a DC Fontana, who you mentioned earlier, novel called Vulcan's Glory, I believe.
Yes.
And sadly, not only did she not get any kind of credit or special thanks or dedication, I mean, she got nothing, which I thought was a bummer.
That's par for the course of the people currently running Star Trek. They do that a lot.
Right. So somebody in the writer's room read that book. Had to. Okay.
Yes.
So but earlier you're saying that none of these writers are science fiction fans. They're not familiar with the source material and yada, 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 whatever you said. So my thing is, and I really wish you had seen the episode to talk about it a little bit more, but I really loved that connective tissue. The only thing that bothered me was that they did not give a special thanks or a dedication to DC Fontana for whatever reason.
Can I ask?
So
you
I
a
wanted
question?
your I wanted your thoughts.
Can I ask you first a quick question?
Yeah.
Did you love the character of Batman growing up? Were you a fan of his?
Yeah.
So you obviously loved how Bob Kane had created the character and how that character had grown. You loved the television series and all of that. So what did you think about Bill Finger when you found out about him? Did that change your love or how you appreciated what Bob Kane took credit for?
No.
Yeah, well, I do not care for Bob Kane. There's a special place in the burning place below for people who did what he did.
Mm-hmm.
He knowingly did that. That was not a mistake. That was not an oversight. That was on purpose, what he did. Okay?
It's a special place in the Phantom Zone.
and for me, I cannot stand people who pull stuff like that, because you have to, everybody that's in that business, in Hollywood, is fighting to do better. They're fighting for their ideas. Hollywood isn't bankrupt of ideas. It's just the fact that it's set up to not allow you to have original ideas. There are always original ideas, but by the time it comes out, it's been so changed. It's gone through several different formulas and several different writers and people just poking and putting whatever they want into it or taking all the good stuff out. And by the time it comes out as a product, it's just one more widget in an endless line of widgets.
Bingo.
You know. Now, to you, my friend. Gene Roddenberry and his staff, as Gary has said, they went out of their way to find people who had experience in writing science fiction. Alex Kurtzman doesn't want that. This is not a mistake.
Well,
what
it's
he has
in
done.
the video. You saw in the video what his intentions were.
Yeah, but I mean, from people that have worked on the show, if you are if you are someone that is a fan of Star Trek, meaning anything prior to Alex Kurtzman, you will not be hired for the show. That is a mandate that they have. They don't want you. So this isn't just about the fans. They do not want people unless you are willing to submit to everything that they are wanting to do with Star Trek.
And here comes the problem. We do need to move to the next subject, because I really want to get into Zaslav, but you've got basically we've got a chance here with Strange New Worlds. We really do. And I think that if everybody stands their ground and pushes against them, because the thing that irritates me still with the new Star Trek is how many fucking producers are on the opening credit.
Preach.
Unfucking believable. Half of the opening theme song length is for the executive producers and producers. And then the insult upon insult to me and to every solid real Star Trek fan is that Akiva Goldsman, Kurtzman, and some of the person says that they created these characters for this series.
Which is BS.
Which is bullshit. And it just should have just said created by Gene Roddenberry. Period. And end right there. I just, that fucking irked me. But the show still, this episode got a C+ from me. That's a C+. That's a passing grade. You're not going to fail high school if you have nothing but C+. They could get better, but we have to stand our ground with fucking Akiva Goldsman. And got to get Kurtzman off the shit. Come on, Sherry Redstone, what the fuck? We put our faith in you, and you did not save Star Trek.
They need to give it to young writers that actually have an aspiration to make Star Trek.
Or science fiction. Good science fiction.
You know what I
Or
mean?
like they did in the old days. They opened it up to people who would send in scripts. Remember that? That was like Next Gen.
That's how Ronald D. Moore got hired. Wrote something on a fucking napkin.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I happen to enjoy the show. I'm sorry. I'm not.
No,
sorry.
no. Don't apologize. No.
We're not
You
gonna
are well.
insult you for that. You and Matt can love it till you fucking fart unicorns. I don't know. I don't care.
It's the difference between a fried bologna sandwich and wanting a T-bone. You enjoy a fried bologna sandwich. I will enjoy a T-bone.
I do.
Hey man, you know what? After
have
having raw bologna in jail for so long, I mean, a fried bologna sandwich sounds really good to me. So,
and I've told you before. You got to stop touching monkeys, man. Now,
oh my.
Hi, Brandon. What did you do today? I heard you were getting some wood. You had some wood? How much wood did you get today?
Enough to make several planters, so we can plant some.
Oh, that's the wrong kind of wood. I thought you were going to talk about some cool wood.
Well, as cool as it gets being out here on a farm,
Hey, deleted scene. Are you just hanging out?
I didn't do it. What? Okay.
Just checking to make sure you're fucking alive.
I'm alive.
Look, we need to really get into some of the other subjects. How's everybody feeling about the whole Johnny Depp thing first?
I feel for the guy. It's not like he's completely innocent of a lot of stuff, but I will say this, as we've all been saying, Amber Heard is just bat-esque crazy. Okay, given how Johnny was treated, it's only fair if Amber were to lose everything herself. That would
tit for tat.
Yeah.
Now I don't think that he's guilty of what she has said. I think she is the abuser in that relationship. And she said it. It was recorded. I'm going to hit you. Go ahead, tell somebody. See what happens.
Oh, we're talking about Amber Turd now? Oh.
Yeah, Amber Turd.
I think we can all
Amber
agree
Turd
on
is
this
guilty
subject.
as fuck.
Nice.
I think Johnny is guilty of just because look, I've had issues with Johnny Depp since he left America because he didn't want to pay taxes here. He became an expatriate and went to France, and then France started wanting to tax the shit out of him, and he came back. Goddamn socialists, so I have issues with him over doing that. I think it was shitty. And I suspect some other things about him, but I don't want to say what they are. This is stuff that Andre and I've talked about in private that we both agreed we'll never talk about publicly. But the thing is, though, he's a cokehead too. I don't know if he's still a cokehead, but I don't judge people based off the fucking cocaine they use or the booze they drink or the weed they smoke. So I just when people go, well, he's cokehead, because we've got a friend that did that, and I'm like, so what? I know a lot of cokeheads that are fucking awesome people.
Just
you don't want
because
to be
you're
around them when they're high because they're just impossible to deal with. But look, man, fuck, this dude got beat up by a girl. He's a nice guy. He wouldn't hit her back. She cut his fucking finger off with a fucking bottle, slammed it on his hand.
None of those other factors really mattered in the confines of who abused who. She clearly, unequivocally, and in a court of law, is the aggressor and has done all the things that we all suspected that she did. As far as
she's
what
also now she has perjured herself.
Oh yeah.
And I'm telling you, unless she's that fucking bought out there, because the son loves her. That judge that she had was bought and paid for. We all know it. That case was just what do they call that?
Over in the UK,
drumhead court. Kangaroo court against Johnny, pro her, and absolutely that was decided. Yeah, the one. Yeah, Danny, that one. And basically, she perjured herself, and she is now confessed to it in a U.S. court under oath, and she's still in trouble in Australia. So I'm telling you, man, Her world is imploding. She admitted on under oath that she no longer works for DC. And from what we last heard through Mikey was 10 minutes of screen time, which I wouldn't be surprised if they ganked that out.
They need to.
They should have absolutely gone for Emilia Clarke. She is perfect for that. And she really interacts with Momoa. I like their relationship.
They have good chemistry is really what it comes down to.
I really enjoyed the fuck scene between him and her. That was great.
Look. I again, this entire case is pretty much has gone a certain direction because she's crazy. She is just crazy. She needs help. Okay. I would like to just put out there that the only thing I truly think Johnny should be.
Look at Flaccid's comment, Keith.
Not a chance.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I think we should. I think the only thing you could say that Johnny's guilty of is just wanting to hit it. You know,
the hammer.
That's not the hit it that I mean, but we'll go with what you said. But I just think that in the end, I would personally like to see her get real help. But real help does not mean that she has to remain employed at Warner Brothers.
Just to let you know, Brett, perjury is a felony.
Yep.
It is a felony that you can get up to 15 years for. In some places, I think even more. I don't know what UK is. I know the US, most of it's anywhere between 1 year to 15 years for perjury.
Yeah, but maybe that's her loophole is because she admitted to perjury
I know what her loophole is.
in UK.
I don't know. That's a good point. I would really. We never had a lawyer on this show, and I love law, man. I would love to get someone. I'd like to get one of those, as Phil Hartman would call him, law talking guy. I mean, a lawyer. Yeah, I love that episode. Well, let's just say that Judge Snyder doesn't like me because I. He says, because I ran over his dog. And when I say dog, I mean son. And when I say ran over, I mean repeatedly.
I had to back up about 4 times.
Yeah, it's like, he goes, I like to call one of those bad court thingies a mistrial. Yeah, that's it. That's why you're the judge and I'm the law talking guy. Lawyer. I fucking love Phil Hartman. I fucking miss that man every fucking day. Let's move on to David Zaslav because we're seeing more and more of the Red Wedding as we move forward. I love that stern photo of Zaslav I used for 2 days, and I'm going to use it again and again and again because I love that photo of him. He looks like he has zero fucks to give. I don't agree with him on Clint Eastwood, because I believe the old school studio system got it right with guys like Selznick, who produced Gone with the Wind. And his rule, as well as Goldwyn's rule, was we're going to put out all these movies to make money, but I'm going to put out 1 to 2 films a year that I don't care if we make the money back on, because we're making enough money off the other films. These films are films that we want to be Oscar nominated and possibly win an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Eastwood makes a film, even though this Cry Macho didn't do very well, in fact, I think it lost money. It did get a lot of credit, and I can't remember if it got any awards. Did it get any awards? Does anybody know?
No.
I'll look it up real quick. Cry Macho.
I know it got nominations, but I don't know. I'm not aware if it actually won any.
I'm going to IMDb right now to take a look. It got the NFFC award winner for Best Actor. Personally, I thought Clint was too old for the role because I read the book, but the film's better than the book. It has a better ending than the book. The ending of the book is down. It is not a happy ending.
You mean like First Blood?
Yeah, well, the original First Blood, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But
the book version of First
I
Blood
don't agree
versus the
with
movie.
Zaslav's statement, but I do agree with him that this is not film friends. This is film business, and yeah. But for guys, Oscar-winning directors like Clint Eastwood, you do give them a little leeway.
Mm-hmm.
And he got you Oscars, so you do pay attention to that. But I get it, what he's saying. I do understand Zaslav's stance about that.
Well, he's a money guy. He's coming in to clean up a lot of. Yeah. And again, from the beginning, I have people coming at me going, well, he's not going to solve all your problems. I don't need him to solve all my problems. What we need is for him to fix Warner Brothers and get them back on track as far as making money. That's the problem. Forget everything else.
Yeah, that's his main. That has to be his main goal, is to fix Warner Brothers, and he's doing it. And then through extension, I believe that other things will fall in line with getting fixed, because when they see, when the powers that be, the board of directors, see what he's done, and they start making money hand over fist, then they can start doing like what Gary was mentioning: make most of your movies to make money, but then have those 1 to 2 that you do that are passion projects, or projects to get the accolades. The accolades that you get for your studio, helps you with the prestige, and the more prestige you have, the more likely you are to get better writers, better directors, better producers, better actors and actresses, and all of that to want to make a movie for your studio, as opposed to, going to work for Disney minus.
Well, and here's the other thing about Warner Brothers. There was a time when they were the ones that were ruling Hollywood. As you cross over and go into the start of the year 2000 and into the beginning of the 21st century, Warner Brothers was killing it. They were killing it. And somehow they managed to basically just upset the apple cart and find themselves at the bottom. And they did it to themselves. Now, I like the fact that one of the people who they kicked out on their way down might return to help the company do better. I love the fact that we could be looking at Alan Horn returning in whatever capacity,
Interesting. Very, very interesting. That is for sure.
Alan Horn has a record that is basically one of the best records in a very short amount of time for a man his age. He's older than Kathleen Kennedy, yet he knows more than Kathleen Kennedy. He's smarter. He's wiser. He's had as much success, if not more, than she ever has. And his view of working with comic book people, or really genre people in general, is, look, I don't understand it. They seem to know what they're doing. I will give them enough to do their business and go on from there. He's not about trying to put fingerprints all over everything. He's not some frustrated filmmaker. He's not somebody that's managed to get to this point and he still wants to actually direct. He's not interested in that, and that's great.
It's like he understands his limitations for where he's at in life.
Limitations, but also he's achieved so much. What he has in his brain for how the business of Hollywood works. I think a majority of the people who think they're actually doing something should basically pay this guy some money to help teach them something.
Point out what because not doing. So, hey, before we go, this is just saw this deleted scene, shared it, so it showed up on my feed. Price of Reason posted this. Breaking: Johnny Depp is to take the stand again next week as a witness for the defense. Is this good strategy by Amber Heard's team, or will this only make their case weaker? I think it's going to fucking backfire on them, because everything they've done so far has backfired on them.
Dude,
that was interesting.
Not since the O.J. Simpson case have I actually sat and watched, courtroom.
And I'm glad you brought that up. Danny.
Yeah. Go on.
Because a couple of very people that I follow, one of them being Joe Rogan, was criticizing people for this. And I'm like going, dude, you were doing the same thing with O.J. Simpson. What are you fucking talking about? This is a major case. Agreed, nobody got murdered here, but it doesn't make it not interesting nonetheless. And it's about abuse.
His career got murdered. His reputation got murdered.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And it's not fair because, Fats and I have talked about this before. It's fucking infuriating. I've been on the end of domestic abuse from a woman, and it sucks. You can't do anything. I've literally been I literally got my leg broken and was taken to jail because like they automatically always side with the woman.
Yep.
Always. It doesn't make sense,
Yeah. This is a very important case, if for no other reason than establishing, at least within Virginia, that yes, a woman can be the aggressor, and yes, we as men should be able to stand up for ourselves against that type of abuse in a court of law and not be railroaded.
And not be ridiculed or made jokes of, or
exactly.
So I think Joe Rogan was wrong on this one. His criticism of people following this case. I think this is a very interesting case, and this is going to have an impact on a lot of shit, including the whole Me Too movement.
This is something, and I didn't see Joe Rogan's comments or hear them, and I'm a little disheartened by it because I actually am a Joe Rogan fan. But like this case really hits close to home. Like I know Fats and I talked about this weeks ago. It's bullshit, man. Like it's a real thing, and I'm glad that there's finally a light being shown on it, and I really, really hope she loses this case. And if she doesn't, something's grossly wrong.
She needs to lose this case because it's not just what Depp deserves fairly and just. This is the downfall of the weaponized Me Too. Me Too needs to effing die. You want to know why? Because believe all women is like believe all men. No one is absolutely telling the truth. No one is perfect. The human race is not perfect. This Me Too thing needs to go away. And that is another recourse that is a sub-layer to this. That shit must die because Amber Heard is the prime example of abusing something based off false narrative.
No, and the fact that they have her on audio recording saying, nobody's going to believe you. You know what I mean? Like that is like, oh my God, that infuriates me.
Yeah.
So.
The relationships are though. That's it doesn't matter the partner. That's usually the things they say. No one's going to believe you. They're going to laugh at you. They'll look at me, think I'm innocent, and then it doesn't matter.
And I will say this. She knows her career is over because I guarantee you that there are women who actually have suffered real abuse and life-threatening situations, and they've probably been dropping messages at her going, "Oh yeah, thanks a lot."
Well, what I don't understand is, or sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I don't understand how like Warner Brothers has dropped her, but L'Oreal keeps extending her contract. Have you guys heard about this?
No,
like
you know what?
Her contract's been extended till 2023.
They can do whatever they want. But in the end, they're going to have to pay for it. It's like musical chairs. You do not, in this particular case, you do not want to be left holding at the end. This is what it's going to go down to. And so, look, even if she doesn't lose this case, her rep now has been burnt to a crisp. Can you see anybody in their right mind hiring her and then trying to cast people to act with her, whether male or female?
Dude, Fats, you remember like weeks ago when back on one of, I think it was one of your shows, we were talking about how the Amber Heard petition was around 2 million. It's over 4 million now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. And that's only been like a month. It's doubled in a month.
And I'm telling you, these campaigns, to get signatures and stuff online, don't help a lot of stuff. They really don't. It's interesting and it's nice, but most of the time they don't have an impact. They're paying attention to this.
Yep.
Disney is paying attention to this.
And
Warner is paying attention to this.
Yeah.
Well, Disney too. Anybody.
Even if they're not, that's gotta stay. I can't remember fast. Like, do you remember who it was that pointed out like the Putin? Wasn't that with you where like somebody was comparing the Putin petition to hers, and it was just like ridiculous. Was that with you, man? I can't remember. Was that with you?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Never mind then. Okay.
Well, I also want to say that with what she's done, it also hurts women really badly. There's a friend of ours within our group,
Cry Wolf. That's right.
Exactly.
That's
because
gone. Yeah.
Me Too. Just I'm going to let you finish, but the Me Too movement, all of that was a Cry Wolf program. So go ahead.
Yeah, our friend Magitech Mags, she's on Twitter. She's talked about this and this whole process and her reliving her problems with one of her exes and how this her behavior, Amber Turd's behavior, infuriating her to no death, because now you could have somebody that is in a similar position to Amber Heard who is telling the truth, but why should we believe her now when we know that there are people out there like her? And at the very end of the day, what this the whole thing, everything about this could have been avoided if you don't lie. She lies, verifiably lies, and those who lie like that eventually get caught in their lies.
Compulsive,
and when they do,
inveterate liars.
Well, she's such a textbook narcissist, but I just don't. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't understand how she thought. Like, first of all, I got a question. How the hell was all this shit recorded? I mean, I wish I had some recordings of this shit.
She does that. No. She's known for that. She is known for being someone who will record conversation.
Because none of these recordings make her sound good. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
It's kind of weird. Like,
yeah.
This is a tragedy in the form of comedy, but it's still a tragedy.
Yeah.
Midsummer's Night Poop.
So here we go. Once again, back on David Zaslav. Warner Discovery's anti-woke new CEO, David Zaslav, plans to uncancel J.K. Rowling by asking her to help produce new Harry Potter shows for HBO Max after saying he'll axe biased CNN shows.
Good. Good.
David Zaslav is said to be wooing Rowling to produce new Harry Potter shows. Let's get into the story. The CEO of newly merged Warner Brothers Discovery will meet with J.K. Rowling to discuss new Harry Potter content as the no-nonsense chief issues a new slew of rapid-fire changes meant to cut costs and gin up revenue. David Zaslav, age 62, why that's important, I don't know, took over the combined company last month and has already ruffled feathers. Imagine that. The entertainment giant owns the Warner Brothers Film and TV Studios, HBO, CNN, TBS, and Food Network, the Discovery Channel, TLC, and DC Comics.
When does this deal close?
Zaslav, who makes a reported $246 million a year, quickly forced out top executives and asked, well, I mean, the deal's already gone through. That's what the whole Warner Brothers Discovery thing was.
Yeah, but I mean, like, when does it actually, like, isn't there, like, there's this waiting period now?
No,
right?
It's already closed. It's already done.
Is?
It's a done deal.
This finished over a month ago, hence why he's doing everything he's doing.
Yeah, and every single person that has left was fired. They didn't leave of their own volition. They were fucking said, get your shit out. Security will escort.
This is the same guy that fired his best friend you keep talking about, right?
Best fucking friend at CNN. His golfing buddy. Let's see if they play anymore. I'm curious.
And the other thing is, he is a smart guy in that bringing back Alan Horn, the guy that was forced out of Warner Brothers because they thought he was too old.
One of the best, though. God,
his deals made Warner Brothers money. He was one of the people that was smart enough to go, well, this Harry Potter thing looks great. Let's go ahead and make this deal. He brought them the Harry Potter deal.
Do you have the clip? Like, sometimes you play clips. Do you have the sheer fucking hubris from Picard? Because that would be perfect right now. Right? You know what I mean? It's like, what do these people think they can, like, like, you got a guy who's making the money hand over fist, and then, like, what? Are you agents?
They forced him out. I'm sorry, they forced him out.
When everybody says hand over fist, I think of hand over fist from heavy metal. Anyway.
Sheer fucking hubris.
And then on top of all of that, not only did he get pushed out, this is one of the smart things about Bob Iger. As soon as he was gone, he hadn't even gotten a chance to unpack his suitcase in Hawaii before Bob Iger showed up and goes, why don't you come to work with us at Walt Disney? And he was the one that oversaw all their really successful stuff starting in about 2011, 2013, 2012. Sorry. So everything that they've done that has made a lot of money at Disney, he oversaw. So
I just need to get rid of all these woke fuckers, man. That's really, and I like this guy because it seems like he's doing that. You know what I mean?
There's one good thing we have to mention quickly to throw in. There's a good ad. Gary, I've never seen so many grown old man dick ever, but I do love Kids in the Halls news.
Oh my God, I fucking loved it. Somebody went with my suggestion yesterday. Was that you?
The glory hole.
Yeah, because somebody came back. I think it was you.
Yeah,
said,
like,
thanks for the warning about all the fucking dicks.
The bank robbery?
I'm serious. I don't know how they're so fucking awesome after such a long break. Because a lot of people don't remember they actually did a series in 2010.
Hey, other side, because of this icon. Do you still think she's pretty? Other side. No. Aunt Linda, come on. Other side. No? She's been working hard. She's got a wife beater on. Come on, Aunt Linda. Come on. Oh. Come here.
There we go.
There we go. Oh, no. Other side. They can't. Stupid thingies in the way. There she is. See? Yeah. There you go.
Gorgeous.
Hey. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She's like, get off your damn podcast. I'm doing all the work.
No, I don't say that.
I need you to shovel some shit for me.
She literally did just get the shovel out. That's so funny.
Oh my God, yeah. We're winding down here. I think it's been a really good episode. We talked about some great subjects, and I really like some of the suggestions. Thanks, Brett. Who else said something? It was Parrothead, of course, and Brett were the ones that talked about some of the lawyers that we could get on here. I would like to get, because I love talking about the law. And
I have a couple of friends who are lawyers, but they do business law. So.
Well, people always use the word assault when somebody physically does something. I said, no, that's physical assault. Assault is just the verbal threat of assault or physical assault. And which
that's
is
why it's assault and battery.
Assault and battery.
Yeah.
One's a threat, the other is the follow through. Battery is actually physical assault.
Right.
And that was something we learned, because I got to tell you, a lot of people forget that I was a nurse. And one of the first things they teach you before the math is the laws around nursing and what you have to deal with. And they teach you about, like, anytime you make a nurse's note in the hospital, doctor setting, doesn't matter where you are. When you make that note, that is a legal writ. Mm-hmm. You cannot change it once you've written it. And if you do, you have committed a felony.
Mm-hmm. I have a question, Gary.
Yeah, man.
Do you think the chat windows, we need those red cubes to tell us which person is touching themselves, like from that one skit?
I like that. That was so fucking funny.
We made you ingest
Nanite robot. The fats to bring it back to something like that.
And it just, what a fucking ending to that segment.
No, it's been dead for a long time. I like how they yelled at the staff, turn off the music. I can't do it with the music.
It's like, we're sorry about the last meeting. Donnie was unaware that he was still part of the meeting when he began to masturbate.
I was masturbating. I was brushing.
Oh, what was that dude from CNN?
Masturbating the entire meeting.
What was that dude from CNN who got caught masturbating and lost his job? Like something Tubin?
I forget.
He had a stroke.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was Jeffrey Tubin.
Jeffrey Tubin.
Is that who it was?
He was Tubin.
Yeah.
Tubin. I bet he was Tubin.
He was Lubin Tubin.
Oh wow.
No, my God.
This podcast is brought to you by KY Jelly.
Ultimately, let me at least.
KY Jelly is called Surgalube. True story.
Let me at least end it.
It was just an Instagram filter.
Let me at least say this to end the whole David Zasloff whole thing. Look, I don't care if you're woke or not. If you're costing a company millions, you gotta go. You just gotta go.
That said, wouldn't you agree, though, that this whole woke movement in Hollywood is costing everybody clear across the board money?
They gotta go. If you can't, look, your job is to make money for the company and for the shareholders.
And this
is it.
You and I've talked about, Keith, is that the problem with a lot of these people and this includes J.J. Abrams and his fucking wife, Alex Kurtzman. They believe that they are financially successful with their projects because they're getting paid.
Yep.
They don't care if the show makes money. It's just they get paid.
That's right.
And these people got to be fucking gotten rid of because they're
Yep.
bad for business. Now,
And it just sucks because
I
metrics
need to wrap
for
this up here, guys.
okay, sorry.
No, don't apologize. I just really need to get us moving towards the end here. Pat S. One. If you didn't watch, I was on Latino Slant this week on Wednesday.
I did see that.
And that was what we were talking about as Lincoln Lawyer.
Yeah.
It is absolutely the best show of 2022, and it's on Netflix.
I started watching that because of your episode with Latino
What
Slant.
a fucking show!
Yeah.
That's good drama right there.
And it's connection loosely to Bosch.
Loosely, well, in the books, it's connected directly because that's
directly connected.
So
because they're
it's different studios. We'll never get to see them connect, and that's sad.
Isn't it funny that he spent so? I mean, I've only seen the first episode, but I didn't. He didn't spend enough time in the car for me. You know.
I made fun of that. I made fun of it because it's called The Lincoln Lawyer, and the first thing he does is he gets an office. It's like, okay,
yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
Why are you calling it that? Anyway, but the movie does it. I'd like to see the movie done or that story, which is from the first book, adapted as part of the series. It would be really nice to see, but it took place before the series, so we'll never see it.
Look. One last thing I want to say, okay, and this is directly right at you, Dorknut.
Oh.
Brian Fuller, fantastic guy. His show Hannibal, okay, great show, okay.
Got canceled.
He was no. Wait. He was the guy that came up with the idea for Discovery and would have been the guy to control all of Star Trek had he not been fired by Les Moonves in favor of Alex Kurtzman. See, all the Star Trek fans need to understand is that you were going to get actual good, if not great, Star Trek. But
I don't see that. I mean, Discovery was such garbage. I mean, even like
no, dude. It was garbage because Kurtzman changed the original script that had been written.
So why did he even allow his name to be associated? He being Brian Fuller, you know, like because
it's legal stuff. Brian Fuller came up with the idea. All they did was alter parts of the idea and still used it.
I hate Discovery. I literally stopped watching it. You know, you guys know I love talking and I love being on podcasts and all that stuff. I literally yeah, right. I literally was like, "Look, guys, I can't do this. I'm sorry. It's a bridge too far for me. I just can't do it." You know, and
I feel you, brother. I feel you, brother.
There you go.
Star Trek ever.
And remember, if everyone wants the timestamp to that clip from Comic-Con, just watch those 2 minutes, and you'll get a better understanding of what they care about and what they're using Trek to care about with.
And not just that. If you're going to do Comic-Con, go to Star Trek Discovery Comic-Con San Diego 2016 when Brian Fuller. Oh, well, no. That's 2017. 2016 is when Brian Fuller was there. And this is about 2 weeks before CBS and Moonves fired him. So the Discovery he's talking about is a nearly completely different show because it would have been because it was going to be really good based on the things that I've heard from people. Like, I know people that have read that script. Let me tell you, it's it's as night and day as Zack Snyder's version of Justice League was from Joss Whedon.
Yeah. Now we're going to wrap the show up now, so I need to end all the discussion and debate here, and I'm going to introduce the last moments of the show with what freaks your doogie. And we're going to start with Steven. What is it that really gets you going, buddy?
Do you mean good or bad?
Not funny, being real. I mean, really, like either triggers you one way or the other. Doesn't matter. You pick it. Good or bad.
What really gets me going?
Yeah.
Oh, you have all these shows and communities working to help people, and all they do is gatekeep more out. That triggers the hell out of me.
Yeah. Okay, there you go, buddy. Thank you, sir. And what freaks your doogie, Dork Nightly?
That's the equivalent of like what trips my trigger, right? Basically.
Yeah.
So
Good or bad?
Good or bad. Hey, thanks, Brett, for the super sticker. That's cool, man. Very nice.
We got a super sticker?
Yeah, just now. Yeah, just happened. There you go. Yeah. I love you guys, but when I come on here and I'm the minority in an opinion and I can't get a word in edgewise, so I have to go shave during the podcast, that's what I'm kidding. No,
is that the kettle or the black?
No, I will try to keep it positive. So what is that? Something doogie? What was that thing again?
It's called What Freaks Your Doogie. It's something a friend of mine in high school used to say.
Okay. What freaks my doogie is being able to be here, helping my aunt, riding horses, and getting away from the city lights and buzz of Vegas. So.
And the wife.
Yeah, God bless you, buddy. I appreciate hearing something like that. That's good stuff. Good stuff, man. I want to thank you, Brett Cohen, Mike. And what I want to remind you, Brett, is if you want to find my music, it is on YouTube, and it's under the name Cohen's Ghost.
My aunt loves it. I was playing it after the show last night when I found it on Spotify. Remember?
Yeah.
And I was sharing the link, and I was playing it while we were working. And she digs your shit, dude. So I'm telling you, it's good stuff. Like, it needs
Thanks,
to be out
buddy.
there
I
more.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Tell her thank you. And for you, for Brett Cohen, let's see. I'm going to give you my favorite because we're talking about Zaslav today. And here you are, my friend. Thank you.
When you're slapped, you'll take it and like it.
That's good.
If I had more time, I'd make so many more videos of shit like that because I find it funny as fuck. But let's get to Brandon. Brandon.
Yes.
What freaks your doogie?
Great anime freaks my doogie. Yeah. It makes me happy. It gives me something to look forward to. And today, I got to talk to Pablo of Midnight's Edge en Español, and we talked about.
I love Pablo. Yeah.
Yes, we talked about two shows that he absolutely adores from the 2000s. Skryed, however it's pronounced. That one. And a show called Lucky Star, which is basically a take on otaku culture, but with female characters being the otakus as opposed to the males, and it's hilarious and funny as hell. It's
fantastic,
really
dude.
And these
I
are shows that I
really
never
want
watched.
you to do a show because I'll even come on, man, if you want to, about two things. One, the Japanese anime 1980s adaptation of Starship Troopers, and the original Vampire Hunter D.
Yes. I love Vampire Hunter D and Bloodlust, the other one. But Brandon, have you ever heard of? I used to be in an anime club in college, and so this was very, 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 very long time ago.
He was the only member.
And
he was.
Oh, whatever.
He was also the president.
So, no, go ahead, dude.
Anyway, we watched. I'd never heard of it. It's called Romeo and Juliet. It's a series. Have you ever seen that? It's an anime series called Romeo and Juliet.
Japanese anime. Okay. I
Yeah.
Is it?
No, it's
Shakespeare?
Actually. Not really. Loosely, not really. But But it was.
Okay,
It was. Yeah. I'd like your take. But Vampire Hunter D. Yeah, is like definitely my jam. I also love. Everybody loves Ninja Scroll. I'm sure you like.
Yeah.
And then Ninja Resurrection, which everybody mistakes as a sequel, but it's not. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, let's get on to the next one, which is Keith. Keith, good or bad, what freaks your doogie?
The possibility of having a spinoff to our 80s countdown and doing one for the 90s television shows that exploded for geek culture. Geek culture did a lot of really cool stuff on television in the 90s, and I would love to be able to have all kinds of guests join you and I in breaking it down. Steven, I'd love to get Tom in on it. I'd love to get even the guys from Salty Nerd Podcast. But I would love to be able to highlight things like a show like Farscape, which, again, without even trying, is far better than any Star Trek that you will ever get out of Kurtzman, whether it be Discovery, Picard, or Strange New Worlds.
Amen.
You know, I'll even agree
Fireplace.
that I love Farscape. Yeah.
Fireplace in a
enjoyed
cabin.
it too.
Fireplace in a cabin.
Is it a real fire though, or is it like a hologram or fake?
It is.
Hey, I want to thank Awesome One. Thank you, dude, for recommending the music to Late Night Pete and Courtney. And I'm assuming you mean Courtney and her oddball. Long
Courtballs.
name.
Yeah.
Oddballs. Man, her name is too long.
The Fellowship of
I love
Oddballs.
Courtney. She's so awesome.
Yes.
Thanks again, Awesome One. Thank you, dude. And before we get to our last panelist here, I want to just take a look at the chat real quick, see if there's anything I want to. Vampire Hunting, dude, check it out.
You got to see it.
It's really
on
good.
YouTube now.
Got to see it.
It is what got me into watching anime again. Was that
Yes.
fucking series?
I mean,
There are a few Shakespeare adaptations. My favorite Shakespeare adaptation was actually there are two of them in Japanese cinema, Kagemusha, but my favorite one is Blood Throne, and fuck man, brutal. Good stuff.
I put a thing in the private chat, Brandon, if you're interested in checking out.
Oh, very
those,
cool.
actually. Yeah.
So, all right, we are down to deleted scenes. My good friend Steven. I've already done that one. Thank you, Mexican.
Thank you, Brett.
So, Steven.
Yes.
What? Not you, Steven. Real Steven. What freaked your doogie?
Well, I'm very glad that Outer Range and the Northman gave me some hope for entertainment again. I'm glad that my channel's
I hope they
doing
get a
well.
second
So,
season.
yeah.
Who?
I hope it does too. Yeah.
Who did you say is doing well?
So I was glad that my
your channel.
My
Hey,
channel seems to
everybody,
be,
go check out Deleted Seats channel.
doing
It is
well.
really okay. No, it's really good.
I'll take
It is
that.
good.
It
Go
is.
check
It
it
is.
out.
I
it
call
is
foul.
okay.
I'm calling foul. I'm calling
Calling
foul.
foul.
I'm calling foul, Steven. I apologize for the host of the show.
Oh, that's fine. I don't even know who this guy is.
No, I gotta
keeps
tell
bringing
you.
me onto these channels, and I don't have a clue who he is. I'm sorry. It's Jerry, Jeffrey.
So, do you know how many deleted
Saturday
scenes
has 3
channels
shows.
there are?
Saturday has 3 shows to watch. First one is Deleted Scene Breakfast Cereal. Second one is Brandon's The Anime Guy show. And followed immediately by our show, normally not today because of internet issues with the storms. But those are your Saturday morning shows, and you should be watching us. All 3.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, you know,
Amen.
I guess my show is Chop Liver. That's fine.
You guys forgot a show in general, and that's called Fire Force.
I keep forgetting you guys are actually at the same time as us.
I know. I hate that. I wish they would change it, but you know.
Y'all need to watch Fire Force.
Yes.
And so we have Fire Force, yeah. So before we go, I do want to show this again. Once again, I'm just so proud of my daughter. That was the painting she painted for me for my birthday.
I love it, man.
Beautiful. I love my daughter so much. She's
she
going to be on
loved
the
you.
show June 3rd. She will be
To the
on
moon
with
and back.
Sarah Frazetta. And we will have Sarah Frazetta on, and hopefully maybe some of the other Frazetta women. I will say that
Can somebody? Oh,
they're
sorry.
all hot. They're all hot.
That's slightly weird. Hey, anybody with a wrench? I tried to find Deleted Scenes channel. Somebody throw the link in there for me because there's like 100 channels called Deleted Scenes. Like
I'm working on it.
Okay, thank you.
It's deleted _ scenes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So Brett, what did you say, Brett? Was Spielberg Lucas production, wasn't it? They were involved with bringing it to the United States. They were not involved with the filming of it, but they were good friends with Akira Kurosawa. So there you go. That's the answer. Bloodlust is based on book 3. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Klobby is here. Welcome, Klobby. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man.
What's up, Clubby?
Hey, brother, you got here at the end, but nice to see you.
My birthday was on Thursday, as was Dork Knight's son's. It's May 19th. I shared some of the famous people that we celebrate a birthday with.
My son's
Grace
favorite
Jones,
is Peter Mayhew.
Yeah, Peter Mayhew, who I knew, and I'm friends with his niece who runs the fan club. And then, of course, there's Grace Jones is one of my favorites. And, of course, another Peter is Pete Townsend. Edward Fox of the Fox brothers that were English actors. Gosh, I'm trying to think. There were so many others, too. Really cool people. The one that sucks is Ho Chi Minh. I share a birthday with Ho Chi Minh, that cocksucker, commie motherfucker. God, I'm a horrible human being. No, I'm not. I'm awesome.
Well, you saw who I share a birthday with, and they both pissed me off.
Oh, shit. Who was it?
Billy Boy Gates, that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And a man that married a Kardashian and is no longer a man.
The awesome one says Fire Force is both gay and fan service. Strange. I've got some really cool photos, by the way, Dennis, with Peter Mayhew and my daughter hanging out. Just what a sweet guy he was. And of course, I met him because of Shane Moore. Shane Moore's introduced me to a lot of cool people, including his niece. So here we are. We are at the end. And Malcolm X, that's right, May 19th, Malcolm X.
Malcolm X, yep.
And so
Laura
we are
Efron.
at the end of the show. I want to tell you, thank you, everybody, for being here. Now, the one thing I don't expect Mexican Iron Man to do that Martin Acosta Santana does for me, he collects all the names of the people that were in the chat. And
we got 107 people watching. Smash that thumbs up.
Do we lose Mexican Iron Man? He's gone.
Yeah, he had to go. He had a conference call that he had to go to. And he said that he had to eat.
Oh, I see it now. Okay, yeah, in his private messages. Okay, so, but I want to thank everybody in the chat. I'm not going to try to remember everybody's name. Oh, here's a new one, Luis Feliciano. ¿Qué tal, mi amigo? Do you have a show tomorrow, Sunday? We record a show tomorrow, but it'll air on Tuesday.
Do you do your
I will
coffee
gladly
show?
buy a burger from you today. You back on Wednesday. That's how we do shows, just like Wimpy. No, Luis, I'm sorry, but our friends have some really good shows. What is the one that something Kings? The late night King? No. What is it?
Primetime
Kings.
Kings.
With 24/7 Fusion Media. Check that out. That is tomorrow. And he is a good friend of ours and a partner that we work with on stuff. Knows his shit, man, when it comes to comic books and entertainment. So go check that one out, Luis. And thanks for asking. Hope to see you some more, man. We are very Latino friendly here. And
we love everybody.
One, thanks, Backdoor Mexican. It's a Mexican Iron Man.
I hate that he missed that.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to tell him about it later. But I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank my panel, Fat Steven Seagal, Dork Knightley. I love calling you that. The Anime Guy, Keith, my partner in crime, one of my best friends in this world.
Your hetero
Deleted Scenes, a guy I know he's pretty okay.
He's okay. Thank you, Jeffrey.
He's okay.
Thank you.
Hey, Dennis,
Steven,
I'll never
you,
forget the
I love all you
Latinas.
guys. I really do. I love you guys. And I want to thank you for being here today. With that, we're going to head the hell out of here. And we beg you, please stay off our fucking lawns, man. Get off our lawns. We're old people. Get off our lawns.
Yeah.
And ciao.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on our shows and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
Thanks, guys. Hey, just like you said, you really help us out if you guys would leave comments down in the comments area. I don't care if it's a long one. Just say anything. I don't care. It really helps the show in the algorithm. Thanks again. Appreciate you guys. We will definitely see you on Wednesday. Steve and I will have a new episode of Shit Talk. And then also on Tuesday, I will be in the chat live, and some of the others may be there too, as we do a new episode of The Snoop Zone. And then next week on Friday. Bye, guys. Love y'all.